Welcome, everyone, to a Fairfield County special edition on Litter Media Live. I'm your host, Mike Smith, and we're talking today with Nathan Hale, the superintendent of Lancaster City Schools. And we're going to be talking about the construction project of a brand new campus there at Lancaster City Schools. Mr. Hale, thanks for being with us today.
I appreciate the time. Thank you for having me.
First of all, the existing campus, how long has it been there?
It's been there 60 years, back in the early 60s.
Yeah. And the new campus will completely replace what is there now. But for those that have not driven by that area yet, where is that new campus being installed with construction?
Yeah, the new facility is located between the current Lancaster High School and Ohio University Lancaster. For those of you that might be familiar with the area, it was our baseball field, our soccer field, and our field hockey band field.
Other than new buildings, which, an existing site of 60 years old, it starts having a lot of maintenance problems that you just can't fix anymore. Will this add a lot of space to what you currently have?
It will. The new facility is going to be about 372,000 square feet. Currently, we are actually located on two different campuses. We have a comprehensive high school, so some of our career tech programs and some of our online programs are actually located at our old Stanberry Freshman School in the center of town. So we have students on two different campuses, and all of those programs will come under one roof once the new facility is completed.
And with the new facility, does that put K through 12 all in one location?
No, it will still be a 9 through 12 building. This is our last of our full facility rebuild. We started with 5 new elementary schools that were opened back in 2015 was the first opening. Then we completed 2 junior high. Our 6 through 8 buildings were completed 2019, 2020. And so the high school is the last of our buildings. So when we're finished, we'll have 8 brand new buildings within the last 20 years.
What are you seeing, Nathan, as far as student enrollment growth at Lancaster City Schools?
Our enrollment is increasing slowly, kind of a steady growth. We've been around 6,500 students for the last several years. This year we're up probably 30 or 40 students. But the growth is coming in this area, as you know, most of the growth towards the north side with Licking County, but we anticipate some of that coming down here to Lancaster eventually.
Of course, with the improvements that have been made over the years on Route 33, I'm sure helps make Lancaster almost like what they used to call a bedroom community, driving to Columbus, driving up to Carroll. I know you're referring to the Intel site that's coming up in Licking County and so forth.
Yeah, we have, I participate in a few work groups here in town, and, we still have about 40,000 more people leaving for work than coming in. And so, we hope to balance that out here in Fairfield County, and, with Lancaster kind of being the central location, we hope a lot of the residential growth, we'd like to see it come in slowly so that we can plan for it, but we do anticipate, some greater enrollment growth probably in the next 10 to 15 years.
I think you told me you anticipate being in is it 26?
Yeah, August of 2026. Completion of the building, we're looking at sometime probably spring, summer of 2026. And by the time we get the old facility demoed and new parking, that will probably still be going on when we move into the new building, but sometime fall of 2026 for completion.
Will parking take up most of the existing site that you're going to demo, or is that planned for something else?
Yeah, well, most of the existing facility will be a parking area. We also have plans for 2 softball diamonds going on. When we replaced Thomas Ewing Junior High School, we built 2 baseball diamonds down on that site. And one of them is being used as a temporary softball field. And eventually we'll have 2 softball fields and 2 baseball fields. So that will probably come in 2027.
The football stadium will remain as is?
Yes. Yeah. So we'll have that entire, we call it the Education Valley, from Fair Avenue in Lancaster all the way north, all the way to the Ohio University Lancaster campus.
Aside from this new campus construction at Lancaster City Schools, what are some of the other things, curriculum-wise, programming-wise, that you want people, of course, people in Lancaster know most about them, but people in the surrounding areas that may not be aware?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're very proud of our academics, and one of the things that we've focused on the last couple of years has been our portrait of a graduate. And we say when students leave Lancaster High School, we want them to have all of the skills to be successful, whether or not they're employed, enrolled in a post-secondary option, or enlisted in a military option. And one of the programs that we've been really excited about the last couple of years on the employment side is we have a great partnership going on with Ohio-University Lancaster, Hocking College, and the Fairfield County Workforce Center. And some of our students have been able to attend the Workforce Center, and they partner with different companies, Claypool Electric, Accurate Heating, Ventilation, Fairfield Medical Center. And these students are working for a week out on job sites and then going to school for a week with their online programming. And, they're graduating high school with a career. They're actually signing contracts with these companies. They're putting money in their pockets the second semester of their senior year. And, it used to be kind of graduate and you got a job. And now we want our students to graduate and have a career. And so we're really proud of that partnership with the Workforce Center and Hocking College and Ohio University. And that's kind of unique. Not many high schools have that option.
Now, most of what you're talking there, Nathan, is that what we would used to refer to as vocational training, or is it not limited to just that?
It's different. We still have our vocational programs, our career tech programs that we have in-house, and that's kind of what makes Lancaster unique is, we're a comprehensive high school. We don't use, career centers. And this program has just come in over the last couple of years. When they built the Workforce Center, they kind of targeted adults, and they found out very quickly that, they had an audience and some willing workers at the high school level. And so we've been to develop a partnership with that. And it's worked out really well. This year we had 90 some students. It's not just Lancaster, it's open to all high schools in Fairfield County. Lancaster kind of opened the door to this. But over 90 students in the county went up to what they call the Discovery Days, which is where they get a chance to kind of see what programming is available and what they might be interested in. And
you mentioned the resource of OU Lancaster, which literally has always been right next door to you. What a great gem that is. But also with a lot of these businesses that you're referring to willing to partner, that's something that, when you and I maybe were in high school, you didn't see a whole lot of businesses getting involved, but that's something that started coming online maybe 20 years ago. Do you see an ever increasing willingness of businesses to want to get involved in that?
we hope so. We're fortunate here in Fairfield County to have a lot of local businesses that are willing participants. You see it every day that people are looking for skilled workers and looking for, people that will, show up every day, have a strong work ethic. And, if they can get them while they're in high school and train them the way that they want their workers to be trained, that's a bonus for both sides. We've got some great partners. As I mentioned, the Workforce Center, one of our local companies, Claypool Electric, they've actually built a training site inside that facility. And so they're training apprentice electricians right on site. And then we have some, we've got Ohio University is moving their entire engineering technology, manufacturing, all of the equipment and all of the classroom space is moving up there. And so, as you mentioned, they're our next door neighbors. And, when the new facility is completed, we're actually going to have a bridge that will walk right across from our parking lot to their parking lot. So you can't get much closer than that.
I know for maybe other educators or different school districts that may be watching this, that are hearing of this and thinking, well, this is something that we may, want to look into. Have you had other schools seeking you out, asking, how did you do this?
We have, and not just the high school but also the Workforce Center itself. I mean, just in the last year, we've had visits from Governor DeWine, Lieutenant Governor Houston walked through the facility and toured the facility, and they were able to get a nice grant last year as part of the budget to improve the facility. But I know, some of the other local high schools, I think like New Lexington is starting some type of a welding program. And, they kind of look at what we're doing as a model for other places to replicate. And, so we'd be glad to talk to anybody that's interested, because I think anytime you have partnerships between your schools and your local employers, and again, you don't get universities and technical schools working together very often, but the partnership between Hocking College and Ohio University and top, on top of all this has been, a great find for us.
In talking to educators around our region, one of the challenges that we've seen over the years, especially coming out of COVID, is keeping some kids in school to graduate. Do you find that programs like what you're talking about, the workforce program, helping to incentivize students to not only, stay, keep their grades up, but stay in school, period?
Absolutely. I talked with someone the other day, and I said for some of these students, it's been life-changing. We've had students that they just didn't know what they wanted to do. And, the regular 9-period day, going to high school every day just wasn't for them. And so, anytime we can offer options for these students, and, I could probably tell you 3 or 4 stories about students that just didn't know what they wanted to do. They were going to end up getting in trouble. They weren't doing well in school. They went through these types of programs, and now they have a career. And it was probably something that they had never even thought of when they were, 7th, 8th, 9th grade. And, how many of us knew exactly what we wanted to do when we graduated high school? So this just gives us one more opportunity and one more option for our students. And, I think it has been extremely helpful keeping kids in school, and then really giving them a pathway that probably wouldn't have existed anywhere else.
So with this workforce program, when do you start asking students and maybe their parents to start thinking about whether they want to be involved in this program? At what grade level?
We start talking about some of these things more in depth at the junior high level. Our career tech programs, they go down into the junior highs. We have our student ambassadors that go down and talk about the career tech programs. And we also include information about the workforce center. And so that happens at the junior high level. And then we have a freshman orientation program where we kind of lay out all the options for parents. It becomes a little more serious conversations kind of there at the end of their senior year, with students who may not really know what they want to do, and not be on a positive pathway at that point. And so this is just that kind of one more option that we can give to them their senior year. But as I mentioned, our Portrait of a Graduate, we start talking with kids about these options as early as kindergarten. And, we have people coming into our elementary schools and talking to our students, and really letting them know that, we've always thought of the pathway of, high school to college to job, or high school to a job. And so, just showing kids what's out there, and really letting them know that, they have so many choices. And, they don't have to decide right away, but if they know what they want to do, we're going to try to put them in a pathway that makes that possible for them.
Nathan, anything else about Lancaster City Schools, good news that's happening that maybe I haven't brought up?
We call ourselves Lancaster City Schools as the place to be for learning, caring, and succeeding. And, our report card came out. We had great scores across the board. We had the only 5-star rated elementary school, K-5 elementary school in Fairfield County. All of our schools were 3.5 or above. Our career tech program was a 4.5. And so just amazing things happening academically. As I said, the completion of this master facilities plan with the new high school, the new athletic facilities, it really is a special place. I'm sure you're familiar with Lancaster and, what's going on in the downtown area. We had a destination downtown. We were the strategic partner of the year for what our schools and downtown put together. And so, our community embraces the schools, and we do everything we can to give back to the community. And so, I mean, it really is a special place. And, we look at Lancaster City Schools as kind of the best way to have an impact, not only on our kids, but also our community. So we're pretty proud of what we do here.
Well, thanks for getting us caught up on some exciting things that are happening there at Lancaster City Schools, and hope to maybe in the future have you back.
All right. Thank you very much for the time. We appreciate it.
Again, Nathan Hale, Superintendent of Lancaster City Schools, our guest today on a special edition of Litter Media Live for Fairfield County. I'm Mike Smith.